Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all well. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make these really cute Halloween dangly earrings. This is what they look like. So, of course, these don't have to be Halloween, but since it's that time of year, I wanted to use some of my Halloween mixes that I've made. And these mixes are both available in my shop as well, so the link will be down below for that. So if you want to learn how to make these Halloween earrings, keep watching. So to make a pair of these earrings, you're going to need your earring hook, and I've attached a jump ring onto mine already. You'll need some size 11 seed beads in one colour for here at the top, or two if you're doing stripy like this, but I'm going to be doing the matching one for this. So one colour for the circle and then a mix of your choice for the bottom. So I'm going to do my traditional Halloween mix for this one. You'll also need a beading needle. I'm going to be using this brand because I get asked a lot. This is the brand that I use. Come in sizes 10 to 15. I'm going to use a size 12 needle for this one. And then I'm going to use about 30 inches for each earring of your beading thread. Now I'm going to be using £6 fireline, but normally for a fringe earring like this, I'd use a more lightweight thread like Nymo or something that has a nicer hang. But I don't have any of that at the moment, so I'm just going to use fireline for the sake of the video. But you might want to use, like I said, a thread that's not so stiff so that it hangs nicely. And again, yeah, 30 inches of that. I think that's everything, so let's get started. So begin by threading your needle onto your thread and then pick up 20 of your black or white seed beads, which is going to form the top circle. So you have this, and slide those down and slide them down until you've got 5 or 6 inches of thread enough left to make to tie a few knots, at the end, and then you want to go back up through all 20 of those beads. So you'll have to probably do that in a few passes, and just go through all 20 again until you get back round to the start where your tail thread's coming out of. So you have this. I'm actually going to go round through that one more time just to make sure that that circle is going to be really secure while we work on the fringe. So going through that one more time, and when you get back round to where your tail thread is, like I am here, just move around a few extra beads, doesn't matter how many, just so that you're not working on your fringe right next to your tail thread, because it'll just get in the way and get tangled. So we're over here. So now what we're going to do is now moving on to just working with your mix. Now you're going to pick up one of those, holding it on your needle like this. You're going to take your needle under and through the middle of the circle. Pull that through, but don't let that bead come through. Make sure that stays on the other side like that. Then before it comes all the way down, you're going to go up through this bead. Like that. So I'm going to pull it down nice and slowly. Now this loop that you've formed around your circle, you want that to close down where your thread's coming out of. Like that. You want that to fall within the gap where your thread's already coming out of, so you've not got a thread showing over here. So we have this. Now you're going to pick up another one and do the same. So you're going to hold it on your needle, take your needle under and through the circle, keeping that bead on this side of the circle, like that, pulling it down, and then when it's nearly there, going up through that bead. Like that, and again make sure that that loop tightens close to where you want the bead to sit, which is right next to that one. There we go. And again, do the same thing, picking up one, going under and through that loop, bringing that down, and then going up through the bead, and then pulling it down nice and slowly and making sure that that loop closes around the circle close to where you want your bead to sit, so that it sits here and isn't being pulled like over here. Okay, so we're going to do that 2 more times. So picking up your bead, going under and through your circle, pulling it down, going up through that bead, and making sure it tightens, close to where you want it. And one more. Just picking up your last bead, going under the circle, pulling it down, going through that bead, pulling it down slowly, and make sure it tightens close to the others. Okay, and now you have this. So that is where our fringe is going to come from. So from here, you want to pick up your first fringe. So you're going to pick up 20 of your mix. So I've got 20. I'm going to slide those all down onto my thread, all the way down, so they meet up with that bead that we're coming out of there. Okay, and then you want to ignore the 20th bead. You're not going to go through that, and then you're going to go back down through the other 19 beads. Okay, and also up through that bead that we are coming out of, that's attached to the circle. Okay, so pull that through, pull it down nice and slowly, and you can roll it on your mat. And like I said at the beginning, I'm using fireline for this because I didn't have any Nymo in at the moment, but a more lightweight thread is going to hang a lot better and create a looser fringe that swings nicely. So pull that down, don't pull it too tight or it will bunch up. You just want it to be just meeting this bead at the top. Okay, and then what you're going to do is, coming out of here, you're going to go down through the next one that we added on the outside of the circle. Pull that through, and again, remember when you're pulling it, pull it so it's all the way through, but don't pull it so tight that it causes this leg of fringe to bunch up. Okay, so we're coming out here, and now you're going to do the same again, so picking up 20 of your mix. So we have this, and then slide them all the way down again like last time, so they're all the way to meet the earring, and then I always just hold it like this, slide that 20th bead out of the way and go down through the other 19 and back into that one that we were coming out of at the top, like that. Pull that through, and again just pull it so it meets. There we go. And go down through the next bead on the outside of the circle that we've added. So now you're ready to add your next fringe. So go ahead and do that 3 more times until you've filled up all of these with your fringe, and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I've done that. I've added my other strands. So once you've added your last one, you should be coming out the top of that first bead here that's connected to the circle. So you're just going to go back up into one of these black beads that's right next to where you're coming out of, up through a few of those. Now you want to be in the middle bead at the top of your piece. So your middle strand is this one. So you just want to find the bead that's like opposite that one. So if it's this one, you're going to count round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to the 10th bead, because we've got 20. So find the bead here that's above your middle strand and then count round to the 10th bead. And that's where you want to be coming out of to attach your earring hook. So I'm coming out of that bead in the middle at the top, and then what you're going to do is pick up your earring hook. I've attached mine onto a jump ring just so that it dangles and hangs nicely in the ear. And then, so picked up earring hook, and we're going to go back through the bead that we're coming out of, but on the other side, to create a little loop of thread. Like that. I'm going to go through that several times to make sure it's not going to slip off the hook. So go through that as many times as you want until you feel that it's secure, and make sure your fringe is hanging nicely before you tie your knots. And then to tie my knots, I'll just move around a few beads in the circle away from the earring hook so I don't get tangled. And then I'm just going to tie a knot around this ring. So I'm going to take my needle into the middle of the ring, pull it through and go through that loop twice. And when you pull it down and the knot begins to tighten, make sure it tightens in the gap between the beads you're coming out of. Like that. Move through a few more beads, pull it tight, and the knot should vanish inside the bead so you won't see it. And then I'm going to tie another one, and then move away from your knot before you cut your thread. And then all you've got to do is thread your needle onto your tail thread and do the same thing, tie a few knots, cut it off, and we're finished. Okay, so that's the finished earring. So like I said at the beginning, this doesn't have to be obviously a Halloween earring. You could use any mix for this. Be really nice fringe earrings. So this is the other one. So I did the pastel Halloween mix that I've got in my shop, and I thought that would go really nicely, stand out against this black and white to give it a more Halloweeny effect. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to see any colour combos that you create with these, so you can tag me on Instagram at Beading by Hannah and follow me there. And like and subscribe if you enjoyed to see more of my videos. Thanks so much for watching everyone. See you next time. Bye.